Toombs, you're here. Van Rees, Welch, and Vice Chair Withers is here.
All right.
You are on.
All right. Call the roll for Budget and Finance. I am here, obviously. Councilwoman Allen,
10, 11.
Councilwoman Benedict, Councilman Druffel, Councilman Glover, Councilman Mendez, Councilwoman Porterfield. Is she still here? Did she leave? Oh, okay.
Yes, please bring your friends from the hallway.
Councilman Roten, Councilman Sledge, Councilwoman Suara. Hang on, Councilwoman Suara. Councilman Syracuse, Councilwoman Bircher, Councilman Young. Give up on us.
Oh, I've got Benedict now.
See Benedict, okay. Porterfield.
Welch, all right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have 9, that's a quorum for Budget and Finance.
Okay, so Budget and Finance has a quorum and Planning has a quorum. If somebody will please lock the doors until we're done. So we only have one item, y'all, but with a lot of amendments. Don't leave me. BL 2021-752 by Toombs and Murphy. An ordinance adopting the 2021-2022 through 2026-2027 capital improvements budget for the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County as the official capital improvements budget of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County for fiscal year 2021 through 2022. I will make the motion. Council Lady Toombs for planning. Will you second?
Second.
Great. So we are on the bill and planning. Do you want to call for your motions?
Can I get a motion to get the bill in front of the committee? It's been properly moved and seconded.
Excellent. So the way we're going to run through this is similar to what we've done before. We'll bring up the amendment. We'll motion as we just did in planning. We will motion in budget. We will have discussion. And then we'll take the planning vote, we'll take the budget vote, and move on. So that takes us to Amendment 1, which is a variety of things, and it is introduced by Council Lady Toombs. So Council Lady, I will allow you to have the floor. I will make a motion on the amendment to have it properly before us. You have seconded it, and the floor is yours to explain.
I will actually get Director Cooper, because I don't have anything in front of me right now. Director Cooper.
Y'all's mic should be on down there. You raising your hand?
Amendment 1 on the capital improvements budget.
So if you want to speak on any of these, go ahead and make eye contact and raise your hand, and I'll put you on the list.
Okay, Amendment 1 deletes a project that is listed as omnibus project for the revenue-backed improvements of revenue-producing facilities for the Metro Nashville government. There was some concern about what that meant or what it didn't mean. So Amendment 1 takes out that project in the $50 million amount, but adds 5 separate projects listed as facilities improvements for farmers market, municipal auditorium, fairgrounds, parks, and the sports authority.
Council Lady Toombs?
Actually, I need to have a motion to get it in front of Budget and Finance as well, right?
Oh, you didn't motion? Yeah, motion. I'm sorry.
Can I get a motion from someone on Budget and Finance to get it in front of us? All right, thank you. I don't have any additional comment.
Okay. Councilman Mendez? You're on.
Thank you. So this amendment should be thought about in combination with the second amendment, which is on the next page, which would delete this item but not replace it with anything. And I think it's fair to say that Councilmember Toombs' name is on Amendment 1 because she's Budget and Finance Committee Chair, but I guess I'm going to find out whether she's got a position on it. I don't know if she does or doesn't, but I think it was administration drafted for number 1 in response to what's in the packages number 2. I move to delete in amendment number 2, this item entirely. It's a new CIB line item that even when you say the words out loud that Mr. Cooper said, omnibus project for the revenue-backed improvements of revenue-producing facilities for the Metro Nashville government, it's hard to figure out what that could possibly mean. And exploring it with Mr. Jameson, the response was that there's certain conversations that are hypothetically possible about naming rights for different facilities, and Municipal Auditorium and Farmers Market came up in those conversations. But we see the amendment covers multiple other facilities, ending up being a total of $110 million. And I guess my view on this is, with this being a new item, and I haven't heard a compelling explanation yet about where 50 million or 110 million would be spent. I just don't think it's ready for prime time, and I just think it shouldn't be in here. I think we'll hear from the administration that basically the argument of no harm, no foul, go ahead and get it in the CIB, and we can figure out later if something comes up, then it'll be there. But I would. My counterpoint to that would be that, particularly with the fairgrounds and with the sports authority, there are poorly kept secret, they're not secret, deals going on, possibly with the racetrack, possibly with the Titans later this year, and particularly, nothing for or against those deals. But after having been through the soccer stadium situation, I feel strongly that we should have all the legislation related to a particular project come to us at once. And so after the conversation back and forth with which of my 4 amendments, this is the only one that I didn't reach an agreement with the administration. We had a good conversation. Mike and I had a lot of back and forth, but I just couldn't see why this should be in here. And so I'm going to ask people to support my amendment 2 and vote no on this amendment 1. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilman Mendez. Councilman Sledge.
Thank you, Chairs. I'm going to echo the sentiments of my colleague representing one of the properties that's mentioned in this amendment. I can tell you that I'm a little dismayed that this first wasn't articulated and was put in an omnibus, and I have my own questions on why we issue revenue bonds for something that's expected to produce revenue, but that's neither here nor there on this particular issue. I already, the discussion about where we are on the speedway and the potential operator that may come in, I have enough issues already with constituents in the district believing that this deal's already cooked. And when omnibus pieces get put in that only later are articulated as, oh, it might refer to this, and now it explicitly refers to this, it's just not good practice. So I'm going to ask colleagues to vote this amendment down and then support Councilmember Mendez's amendment, Amendment 2, so that we can be a little more comprehensive and a little more transparent in our operations. Thank you, Chairs.
Thank you, Councilman Sledge. Anyone else? We will go to Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think separate from I totally appreciate and agree with the perspective of my colleagues who've already spoken. I think my perspective on this is a little different. And this comes, again, from the experience of trying to administer ads on buses, right? If you get into this territory of naming rights, there are some complicated legal issues that arrive around First Amendment. And I want to be real careful as we go into this discussion that we know how we're going to avoid things like the Monsanto Nashville Farmers Market, or, even worse, like, think of the most objectionable band, whether for you it happens to be Nickelback or Two Live Crew, one of those being the naming rights for the municipal auditoriums. I just want to be sensitive to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there anyone else who has any comments or questions? Chair Toombs, do you have any follow-up?
No, I don't.
All right, so we're going to vote on this and the planning side of things, and I think it might be easier to go ahead and do, we'll try voice vote. All those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? All right, it is not recommended by planning. Council Lady Toombs?
All right, all those in favor of passing Amendment 1, say aye. No. Any abstentions? Motion fails.
All right, so that takes us to amendment number 2, which is brought to you by Councilman Mendez. And for planning, I will go ahead and make a motion. Councilman Withers seconds. Council Lady Toombs for budget.
Can I get a motion for Budget and Finance to approve Amendment 2? It's been properly moved and seconded.
All right, Councilman Mendez, if you would like to explain your amendment, your mic is on, the floor is yours.
Because it's 7:15, I'll leave it at what we just talked about is the reason for moving to delete this one. Appreciate your support.
Even better. Any questions? Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? It is recommended in planning.
For Budget and Finance, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you. That takes us to amendment number 3. This is also brought to you by Councilman Mendez, who might be sponsoring the most tonight. So that might go to naming rights, potentially. We'll have to take that up with Councilman O'Connell later. So amendment 3, motion for planning. Thank you, Councilman Withers, for seconding. Council Lady Toombs.
Motion on Budget and Finance, properly moved and seconded.
Councilman Mendez, the floor is yours.
Thanks. So these are Water Department revenue bonds, and it's important that we all remember that for Water Department revenue bonds, and once it's approved in the CIB, no further approval is necessary. It's not required to be in a capital spending plan. So I always look at everything that's Water Department revenue bond. This one seems like a completely legitimate use of funds, but it does mention participation agreements in the description, and all this does is have a clarification that no funds may be spent out of this CIB item on participation agreements unless the participation agreement has been approved by the Metro Council, and that is Mr. Jameson didn't have a problem with that one on behalf of the administration, so I think we're all in agreement on this one. Thanks.
Any questions? Any discussion? Seeing none, planning vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any against? Any abstentions? With that, it has a recommendation in planning.
Budget and Finance, all in favor, aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you, Budget. Taking us to amendment number 4, also brought to you by Councilman Mendez. You have the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. Motion on the amendment. Councilman Withers seconds.
Budget and Finance,
Motion.
properly moved and seconded.
Councilman Mendez, the floor is yours.
All right, so this one's water and sewer bonds again. So after it's in the CIB, no further approval necessary. This is for water main replacements, $43 million in fiscal '22. It lists out 5 specific projects and then has a catch-all of other water main replacements. And I understand, and it's legitimate that surprises happen and you need flexibility. The administration let me know that 38 of this $43 million was to be spent on the specifically identified projects, and they left $5 million for the other category. And so all the amendment does, again, worked out this language with the administration, clarifies that total expenditures on the other can't exceed $5 million unless approved by the council first.
Thank you. Any discussion? Questions? With that, planning, all those in favor? Aye. Any against? Any abstentions? With that, it's recommended in planning.
Budget and Finance, all in favor, aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
All right, taking us to item number 5. This evening is brought to you by Councilman Mendez. Motion and planning, Councilman Withers seconds. Council Lady Toombs.
Budget and Finance, properly moved and seconded.
Councilman Mendez, the floor is yours.
All right, so this CIB item has been in since 2012, and it is called Omnibus Project for Capital Allocations for Economic Development Projects in Davidson County. It's been in for $15 million for all the years until this year, and then this year was proposed to be in for $50 million. I believe that with Mr. Jameson, he checked out that this category had only been used one time ever since 2012 for our most recent capital spending plan. That's where the $2 million came from for the participatory budgeting pilot program in North Nashville. So it has been used, and even though this description is as vague as the one we talked about in Amendments 1 and 2, with it having been GO bonds, and which means subject to a capital spending plan, and a relatively small amount for the CIB, I haven't had a problem with this in previous years. So basically, we agreed on this one to move it back down to the $15 million specified for GO bonds, and that's the amendment. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Any discussion? All right, we could have made a consent agenda probably. Planning and zoning, all those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? Thank you. Recommended in planning.
Budget and finance, all in favor, aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you. That takes us to item number Amendment 6 that is brought to you by Councilman Dreffel. Councilman Dreffel, I'm making a motion. Councilman Withers seconds, and planning. Council Lady Toombs?
Budget and finance, can I get a motion? Properly moved and seconded.
Councilman Dreffel, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And Second Chair, appreciate that. So we got a chance with the substitute budget to really recognize that the homeless needed some support. And if this passes, we'll have 2 new positions, which is fantastic. But we really aren't solving the underlying problem of housing first, where they need to be housed. And there's some really some pretty good opportunities that we can design. And I just had a chance to go to the villages of Glencliff as an example. And when you get a chance to see these tiny homes where they're going to be able to house people that are homeless with the greatest of needs, you see there's a great opportunity. Each one costs about $35,000 each, and that's just one model that could work. They've already, on their own, built about 12 houses with 10 more. So we have an opportunity. We're seeing in our neighborhoods solutions, and I'm advocating that we spend $3 million to work on housing solutions first. I could go into more detail, but I think there's a tremendous value that we can take some of the greatest needs, take them off the street, give them some wraparound services, and provide some great opportunities to get them out of their current situation. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Councilman Mendez. Anyone else? Then to Bradford, then to Benedict. Councilman Mendez.
Thanks. I appreciate Councilman Druffel bringing this one. I'm going to vote for it, but I want to just make sure. I just was whispering with Mr. Jameson, Mr. Cooper. I think this is right, but I'd like to ask them. So we can't spend GO bond money on affordable housing if it's going to be owned by like a nonprofit. Is that right?
Right, that would be a private use problem, and we couldn't use general obligation bonds for that. If Metro builds it and owns it, then you could use general obligation bonds, but it would have to be owned, and I guess we could contract out the operation theoretically, but at least the ownership and construction would have to be Metro.
So thank you. I'm in favor of furthering the conversation, but we have to know that this would be a little bit different because it would have to be not even MDHA, right? Just Metro owned, not MDHA, not a nonprofit.
Not a nonprofit. We'd have to research the MDHA part.
All right, thanks.
Bradford.
Thank you, Chair. I want to stand in support of this motion by Councilman Druffel. You know, we've all seen these studies and these stories that come out of European countries and some cities here in the United States where they're realizing that by investing in this type of housing program for their homeless, that they end up spending less money each year on the homeless problem. You know, year in, year out, all we're doing is trying to find Band-Aids and throwing money at this problem and not really solving problem. And so I commend Councilmember Druffel for looking at this situation, coming up with a unique idea, and it may be an opportunity for us as Metro to use our capital money and use Barnes Fund to build housing so that those who are on the street can get off the street and get the help they need so they don't end up back on the streets and become productive parts of our society. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. We're going to Benedict and then Porterfield.
Thank you, Chair. So I'm actually pulling up an email that I just want to quote one line from a pastor, a leader in my district, and he said, time for a new strategy is the subject line. He says, the recent developments regarding the homeless encampment under the Jefferson Street Bridge, as well as other encampments at risk throughout the city, have reaffirmed my belief that a different approach is needed to address the needs of homeless individuals in our city. I completely concur. And I think that that Councilmember Druffel's amendment here is going to be one of those creative solutions that we need to be looking at as a city, especially as our affordability issue continues to get larger. So I stand in support of this amendment, and I hope that my colleagues will as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Lady Porterfield.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a few questions. When Councilman Mendez addressed the question to Director Cooper, the mic wasn't on for Director Cooper's second answer, so we weren't able to hear, or at least I wasn't able to hear.
The mic was on. He just wasn't speaking into it, I don't think. So if you could repeat, I just wanted clarity that it wasn't
Councilmember Murphy's fault.
Please forgive me.
He's already ready to leave us.
I'm sorry, what was the second? Right, so the question was whether it could be a private nonprofit. I think the answer to that is no. Then the second part of that is, could MDHA be involved if it's a general obligation bond issue? And the answer there is that's something we would have to look at. We'd have to confer with bond counsel and see exactly what could be done with the general obligation bonds. But the fact that it is GO bonds, we are limited to the government building and operating.
Okay, thank you. I'm 100% in support of building housing for our unhoused residents, neighbors, constituents, individuals, 100% in support of building housing. I just need clarification because I'm not sure based on that answer. So are we saying that if we pass this legislation, the money would not go to the village at Glencliff, but instead the money would be going to possibly like a partnership with MDHA to build housing?
Yes, or some metro entity overseeing the building of it.
Thank you kindly. And then my next and last question, I perceive, will probably be my last question. Do we know if there's any type of CARES Act funding or ARP, I get that mixed up every time, ARP funding that could be used to build this housing as well?
I don't know for sure. The answer we've been getting the most is possibly or probably for a lot of things, but I can't speak to that. I know that we can use it for infrastructure, so potentially part of it could be covered with that, but I can't speak to the full amount.
So in theory, we could, thank you for that answer. In theory, we could pass this and put $3 million towards building housing for our unhoused residents, and we could also get more money to build additional housing once the additional money comes in. Would that be fair to say?
I would feel more comfortable saying if it was used for infrastructure associated with that, water, sewer lines, that kind of thing.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And I will go ahead and note that and confirm with the legal table that going into the CIB does not guarantee this, that does not fund it at this time. If
Absolutely,
funds
that's
become
correct.
available or through capital spending plans is when we get to start doing
Yes,
these
ma'am.
projects. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. Councilman Druffel, your mic's on.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. The villages at Glencliff, I think, is a good model. Doesn't necessarily mean we would, go ahead with that since they are a nonprofit, and that's great clarification. But when you look at the model and that what they're able to do in a small way, and thinking of our resources, what we could do in a larger way, I think we just got this greater opportunity to use that as a model, whether it's tiny homes or a different situation. But I think they set a good example of what we could possibly do. So it's meant to really broaden the idea of the solutions, but also look at this as an opportunity. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Councilman Dreffel. Are there any other questions or discussions on this amendment? Seeing none and hearing none, we'll go for a vote in planning. All those in favor say aye. Any against? Any abstentions? It is recommended by planning.
Budget and Finance, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you. That takes us to Amendment 7. That is my amendment. And so I will go ahead and motion. Councilman Withers, thank you for the second. It's Lady Toombs.
Oh, sorry. Budget and Finance, can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded.
Thank you. You'll have had a later night than us. So what this is a stormwater project that was finally evaluated and estimated after the CIB had been put together. And so as many of you know, some of our larger stormwater projects, they must go into the CIB in order to then eventually get fixed. And so this is one of those in the Bowling Avenue part of my district that is super close to Councilman Pulley's district as well. So that's what this project is. It simply didn't meet the deadlines previously due to evaluation. So happy to answer any questions on it. Any questions or discussion? All right, planning's vote. All those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? It is recommended by planning.
Budget and Finance, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Great, thank you, y'all. So that takes us to Amendment 8, which is brought to us by Councilman Rosenberg. I will make the motion. Thank you, Councilman Withers, for planning. Council Lady Toombs.
Budget and Finance, can I get a motion? It's been properly moved and seconded.
Councilman Rosenberg for explanation.
Thank you, Madam Chairs. Madam's Chair. Thank you.
Maybe we need a comma in there.
Yeah. Attorneys General, Surgeons General. This comes at the request of Metro Schools. It moves up the remaining Hillwood money to this year so that they have the opportunity to not see costs skyrocket any further into future years, and also sets kind of an upper limit if steel prices were to continue to shoot up before we can allocate that. That's it. Thank you.
Any questions? Any discussion? All right, planning vote. All those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? With that, it is recommended by planning.
Budget and Finance, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you. For our final event of the night, it is brought to us by Councilman Sledge. It is Amendment Number 9. I am making the motion for planning, and Councilman Withers seconds. Council Lady Toombs.
Budget and Finance, can I get a motion? Been properly moved and seconded.
Councilman Sledge, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairs. This is similar to the previous amendment. There is currently $25 million in GO bonds for fairgrounds improvements. The most recent numbers that I was quoted was, this is for finishing infrastructure on the entire property, was somewhere around 22 and 23 million. I don't want to look foolish if 6 months from now rising materials costs bump us over that limit. So this is insurance to present that same sort of upper limit that Councilmember Rosenberg talked about. Question support.
Thank you. With that, is there any questions? Any discussion? Seeing none and hearing none, planning vote. All those in favor? Against? Abstentions? With that, it is recommended.
Budget and Finance, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
All right, so that takes us to item 16, which is before us, BL 2021-752, with, it has 8 amendments on it that we have approved in planning. Any discussion on the bill as amended? All right, hearing none and seeing none, voting on the bill as amended. All those in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? With that, the capital improvements budget is recommended by planning with the 8 amendments.
Budget and Finance on the bill as amended. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you. We are adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.